Hi, this is Rachael with Karefree Krafting. Today we're going to be making needle minders out of these lapel pins. I know there's a bit of a glare there, but that'll go away in a minute when I take it all out of the box. This will be the same method that I used for making Jeremy's Kraken needle minder. So we have a set of 6 lapel pins. The Kraken needle minder came from Pinsanity. This one came from Amazon. We'll need the lapel pins. We'll need E6000 glue. I happen to have black. This comes in black, white, or clear. We'll need a file. This is a 4-way file I picked up for a couple dollars at Walmart. You'll want to use the fine grit. Won't be using these coarse ones at all. We'll need wire cutters. We'll need magnets. I've got 2 sizes here. These are a little bit stronger. They're about 1/2 inch wide, and they came in a set of 50. And they like the file. They like everything. They like all the tools. They like all the tools. And then I have these others. These also came from Amazon. These are 6 millimeters wide by 3 millimeters thick, and they came in a set of 100. I no longer have 100 because Jeremy played in my stuff. And I've made a couple needle minders. So we made a couple out of polymer clay. These weren't quite strong enough to go through the polymer clay, although they would do these pins just fine. These big ones are a bit better. This is about 1/2 inch by 3 millimeters thick. I can feel it pulling. These are more fragile though. I have broken one of these just letting them snap together, kind of like that. Funny story, I actually bought some bigger ones because I'm not good with metrics, and they ended up being bigger than the pins, and I pinched the snot out of myself trying to get them apart and then put them back together. I ended up sending them to school with one of my kids and saying, just give this to your science teacher. So what we'll be using today is these bigger ones. And then I have a paper towel to contain the metal shavings and the posts. So let's get these little guys out. We won't need these stoppers anymore. So now we just have these lapel pins, and our next step is to use the wire cutters to remove the post, which leaves a little bit back there. That's where the file comes in, but let's get rid of all these first. All right, so now we're done with that. So now we have 6 needle minders, 6 needle posts right there, and there are some shavings. So then take our file and we'll smooth this out. We don't want to use these coarse ones, that will just tear it up. I'm going to use the coarser fine one. I cut out a lot of the filing because I don't want this video to get 20 minutes long. And we'll take the E6000 glue. This doesn't have to be completely flush with the pin. You just want to get most of it off because this glue is kind of rubbery. You can just put a big dollop of the glue back there, and that'll cover up any rough edges. If I'd have thought ahead, I'd have gotten the white glue for this video so that you guys could see what I'm doing. I realize that the black glue on black metal may be a bit hard to see, but we're just putting a nice big dollop on the back of each pin. It will hold the magnet on, and it will cover up any rough edges left by the file. Now the challenge is to spread these out enough that the magnets behave themselves. The magnets do end up a little off center because of the remains of the post, but I've got the post file down enough that the magnet is taller than the post, and I've got the glue over the remains of the post, so the post won't scratch up my fabric once I start using this as a needle minder. And now we just need to keep, since these magnets are strong, we just need to keep anything iron or magnet away from these while they're drying. And according to the package, this glue takes about 24 hours to dry. It could take up to 72 hours for what they call a full cure. And I may not even have these spread far enough, because that one magnet looks like it's trying to migrate. So I'll see you in 5 seconds for you and a day for me, and we'll show you the finished ones. In the meantime, I've got to get some more paper towels and spread these out some more, because I think the magnets are trying to migrate. And through the magic of YouTube, it's a day later, and our glue is dry, our needle minders are ready. You can use a smaller magnet, or you can use the same magnet. This part isn't as finicky. If you're using two different magnets, you want to make sure that you glue the stronger magnet to the back of the pin. The function of the magnet on the back is just to hold it onto the fabric. And I'm going to use these little ones. You can use the bigger ones. These bigger ones are pretty aggressive, though. They're not strong enough to hold through my hand, but I can flip one over on the back of my hand and make the one in my palm jump. So these are a little aggressive. I'm going to use these little guys just to hold it to the fabric. So I have a project here, one of my many projects. So we'll just take one of our needle minder pins and one of these little magnets. We'll put the little magnet under the fabric. We'll put the needle minder on top, and they just pinch together. And now I can keep my needles on the needle minder. I tarnish needles fast, so I like to have several on the needle minder at any given time. I don't know if that's a common problem or if that's a Rachael problem. But the needle minder's nice for that. Also, if you're doing a full coverage piece, and I don't have one handy to show you that would fit in this frame. My full coverage pieces are huge. But if you're doing a full coverage piece, you can also take the threads that are hanging, and you can wrap them around the needle minder to keep them out of the way. For example, if you're working over here, you could take the threads that are hanging down here, wrap them around a needle minder, and then it just slides right off to free them up. So anyway, thank you for watching. Come join us on our Facebook group. It's called Craftaholics Anonymous. That's Craftaholics with a K. We'd love to see the needle minders you make, or any other crafts you make. We want to see all the pretty things. Have a wonderful day. Bye.